Hey, today I wanted to show you how to make some basic bread rolls using your Thermomix TM7 on guided cooking. So I'm just going to press start and the recipe loads up here on the screen. So it's asking me to put in 100 grams of wheat grains. It's asking here and the scales are over on the side. So as I pour in, that should just start weighing in. And I've put a little bit extra. I've got 104 grams and that's totally fine. But because I got the right amount in, it's automatically ticking off. Press next. It's going to ask for the lid. So I secure that. It's asking here. It's all very easy to follow the guided cooking. And then we just press play. Okay, that has finished. So I'll just take off the lid and show you what we have here. So the wheat has just been milling very nicely. And we will set that aside. We're going to add that again later. But the texture of the milled wheat is really good. We've made ourselves a new wholemeal flour out of our wheat grains. So the reason why you'd want to do that, no, you have a think, why would you want to make your own wholemeal flour? It is actually a lot healthier to mill your grains fresh and have all those vitamins in there that are lost after a few days of the milling process. So if you can mill fresh and eat fresh, it's really much healthier for you to get the benefits of the wheat grain. So we keep going on. It's asking me to set it aside. So now we're just adding in our water. So the recipe is asking for 300 grams of water. I just pour it in, watching over here on the scales that go in 1 gram increments. And I like to slow down when I get close, just so to make sure I don't go over. And now it's asking for 2 teaspoons of yeast. And I like to keep my yeast in the freezer to keep it active. And it's still very pourable. Like you can see the texture of the yeast even straight out of the freezer. It's easy to use from there. And now we are going to activate that yeast with that water on 37 degrees. So another great thing about the Thermomix is the temperature options that you have. So I've set this, well, the recipe is guiding us through and it's set it for 2 minutes, 37 degrees, speed 1. If you come in here, you can see all the different temperature options. So 37 is your body temperature, perfect for activating yeast or fermenting, making yogurt, things like that. You can change it so you can choose, I'm not going to right now, but you can choose to go up to, so say 45 to temper your chocolate, up to, I like to use somewhere between 70, 80 or 90 for working with milk, so you know your milk's not going to burn, and then above 100 for your cooking. That has now activated, so it will ask me for the next ingredient. So all along the way, you just press next and do what it says. The scales come up when you need them. It's very simple. So making your own bread, it's really cool because you know everything that's going in it. There's only a few ingredients. I've just put in extra virgin olive oil, and now it's going to ask for baker's flour, which is different to plain flour. You can get it in quite big bags at the supermarket, fruit shop, or wherever you get your flour. But it has more protein than plain flour, so it's perfect for making bread. And yeah, that looks good. Just over 400 grams of plain baker's flour. And then we want a teaspoon of salt, which I've milled myself in a Thermomix. Buy your rock salt, I buy the Himalayan rock salt. Mill it for 10 seconds, speed 10. And you've got your own additive-free cooking salt. And then we are going to add our wheat flour. Remember that from a little bit earlier. And we will knead that dough. So 2 minutes to knead. And that's the equivalent of a good 20 minutes of hand punching. So you can save a lot of time if you want to make your own bread by just letting the machine do it for you. And then you can shape it however you like. So I'm just going to make some dinner rolls today, but you can do a loaf, a cob, shape it into cool different designs that look pretty, or braid, or whatever you want to do. Some of the other breads that my family like, we love the focaccia bread. We do pizza fairly often, and then specialty breads like hot cross buns and brioche and pretzels. My kids love making pretzels. So the Thermomix is really good for all your doughs, and it's all very quick. So most dough is done in 5 minutes, and then you just need to let it rise and bake in your oven. So pretty cool. I love that you know what's going in it. It's very cheap to make. So this batch of dinner rolls probably cost me around $1. That's possibly even overestimating. But yeah, so saving money, cutting out additives. It's quick, so it's not like it's taking you all day to do. And then nothing beats the flavor of it fresh out of the oven. So plenty of reasons why you want to make your own homemade bread, and how cool that the Thermomix does it for you very easily. Okay, our dough has been rising nicely, and I just wanted to show you how to shape it and put it in the oven. So I have not turned the oven on. The recipe did not ask me to do that, and there's a good reason for it. While the oven, anytime you're making bread, it usually needs two rises. So we've done one rise here. And now while the oven is preheating with the rolls inside, they'll do their second rise. So it's a really energy efficient, but also really effective way for the bread rolls as well. So I'm just opening up my package. My dough has been rising very nicely. I want to get it back into sort of a ball or a log. So I'm just going to get these pieces off the silicone mat. So now is when you can shape it in whatever you want. My kids normally prefer to shape this into scrolls. So I would roll it out in a rectangle the size of the mat, cut strips, add cheese, Vegemite, spinach, whatever you choose on the day. It's different. But today I am just making dinner rolls. Now you can cut it with your spatula, or what I actually have, the Thermomix shop also sells these dough sort of scrapers, which are really handy. Don't ever use anything super sharp on your thermomat because of the silicone. You don't want to cut inside. But these tools you have here are really good. So if you want them to be a uniform kind of size, I just kind of half to get 16. Um, some people, if you want to be super exact, you can actually weigh each little bit of dough out. I don't think it's ever really necessary to go that far, but that's totally up to you. And so, and yeah, obviously you can do them bigger if you want to, if you don't want to do tiny rolls. And so now it's up to you to choose how you want to shape them. And I just do really basic sort of dinner rolls. Nothing fancy is happening here. But that's up to you. And I also, if you wanted separate dinner rolls, you'd place them separately on the tin so that they're not touching. But I am actually going to have them touching so that they pull apart from each other at the end, which is the texture that I prefer because it means there's more soft sides. Okay, so there's our rolls, and I'm just going to really gently press down on them. They will puff back up in the oven, and you can just put them in the oven right now as they are, but I am also going to just do some seeds on top. So I'm brushing really quickly with some water. I think that'll do. And then putting some sesame seeds on, just so they look a bit fancier. Completely optional. Okay, so I've just pulled the bread rolls out of the oven so you can see them all here. I don't know if that's better. Um, Beautifully browned on top. You can see they're all stuck together, so they have risen together nicely. Actually need that. And I'll just break one off to show you. It's still really hot, so using my tongs. But yeah, so on the inside, so browned top and bottom, and then on the inside it's just like super light and fluffy. Yeah, I should have gone that way. Yeah, beautiful bread roll. They smell so good and are always the best fresh out of the oven. Can cut one in half to show you the inside. I don't know. It's gonna start fogging up the screen. But yeah, beautiful homemade whole meal and homemade bread rolls. So yeah, enjoy.